They took hostages, which they'd never done before. They took one hostage that was a war veteran and made him ride on the sidewell of the car because they knew police weren't going to shoot at him because he was a veteran. Welcome to the Finney County Museum. My name is Johnetta Holmes Hebrlee, and I am the education coordinator here at the museum. When Annie and Jake Fleagle came to Garden City area, specifically 17 miles north of Garden City, people found Annie to be very friendly, a very nice Christian woman. They found Jake to be a little more abrasive, didn't want to get to know anybody type person. They brought their children. They would have more children when they got here. They had Ralph and Florence, Jake, Fred, and Walter. Ralph and Jake, the oldest and the youngest, would become best of friends. They would be the partners in the infamous Fleagle Gang. Jake had a wandering eye and a need to play poker. He loved to play games. Ralph, on the other hand, was an actual stockbroker. But Ralph was a great pickpocket. And every now and then, he just needed a really good bank robbery or just to fill that wanderlust inside. Ralph would go to California, he'd be a stockbroker, then he'd get a hold of his brother Jake and say, hey, I'm kind of I got an itch. So these brothers would feed off one another. They typically did not use the same gang members. They thought that would limit them and too many people would know their business. Jake had been in Lamar, Colorado, playing cards when he spied the Lamar Bank. And he was just bent for leather that they needed to hit that bank. Ralph put him off for several years because he didn't have a good feeling about that. But Ralph knew that if they were going to do this, they were going to have to pull in two guys that they'd worked with before, Abshir and Royston, because he could depend on those guys. Royston did not want to be a part of it. Ralph made him aware of a few things that Ralph could tell Royston's wife. So Royston was in. They would rob the bank, and it was the first time the Fleagles' robbery went awry. The bank president would pull his gun, he would be shot. The bank president's son, who was the assistant bank president, pulled a gun. He was shot. Royston's hit in the jaw. A lot of money taken that day. They took hostages, which they'd never done before. They took one hostage that was a war veteran and made him ride on the sidewell of the car because they knew police weren't going to shoot at him because he was a veteran. They took a young teller whose wife was expecting. He wouldn't live to see that child. All of this for money and greed and the need to control things. Was Ralph the lone wolf the gang leader, or was little Jakey Fleagle with his 9 aliases?
To learn more about the Fleagle Gang and many other exciting stories of Finney County history, visit the Finney County Historical Museum located near the Lee Richardson Zoo at 403 South 4th Street in Garden City, Kansas.